Well, good morning, good people of the free world, otherwise known as the internet. I bring you an article that was submitted for perusal by Ryu. And this one is from eatingwell.com. And this speaks about chicken and beef recalled nationwide because of a listeria outbreak. Over 70 pounds of chicken, pork, and beef recalled nationwide due to listeria breakout. There are 11 illnesses connected to this recall. And this was done about a week ago, right before December came rolling in as it was right now. So it's been about 3 hours, and now 30 more days before 2025. Moving on. There's an active recall on approximately 72,240 pounds of ready-to-eat meat products, according to the Department of Agriculture's Food and Safety and Inspection Service. This is due to a potential listeria monocytogenes contamination. Funny, and I was just playing Plague Inc. not too long ago the other night. According to the FISIS report, yes, FISIS, FSIS, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. 23 Yushang branded items are impacted by this recall, including pork belly, chicken legs, chicken sausage, whole chicken, beef shank, and more. Oh, God, that's so good. You can find a complete list and labels on the recall page. The affected products have a printed establishment number P46684 or established M46684 and were sold in retail stores nationwide. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has reported 11 illnesses connected to this recall, affecting 4 states: California, Illinois, New Jersey, and New York. Oh, lovely. I'm affected by this. I'm from California. I'm affected by this. Jesus. This illness count involved 9 hospitalizations and 1 death. While this investigation is still ongoing, if you have any of the affected products in your freezer or refrigerator, dispose of them immediately or return to your place of purchase for a refund. Listeria infection or listeriosis can be especially harmful for those aged 65 or older. I'm 45, going on 46 next year, who are immunocompromised, young children, and pregnant individuals. Common symptoms of listeriosis include fever, headache, muscle aches, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and other gastrointestinal issues. See, and all I have to worry about is taking a shit every time I take my medicine. Go figure. That's a side effect too. If you are experiencing any of these signs after consuming one of the recall products, talk to your healthcare provider. For questions about this recall, contact Ling Li at Yushang Food Inc., plant manager at 864 310 6313 or by email at ling16099 at yahoo.com. Now, in hindsight, we have ran into this sort of issue for many years. I mean, there's been E. coli and God knows what else. You know, bird flu, and like I said, God knows what else. And now we have to worry about this. But if you're from my neck of the woods, well, the thing is, I don't eat as much Chinese as you would think I would. I only eat it like at least once a month, or maybe once a quarter. It's like me going out. I don't actually go out. And the only place I like to go out to, like, enjoy a good meal is the Sizzler. If not Hometown Buffet, it's definitely Sizzler. So, see what did I just say? E. coli. I mean, you think about it. The problem with food and with us is we don't really think about the fact that we get all this food every month. We pay what? $10 to about $20 worth of meat. And most of us don't even cook all that meat all at once. Hell, we don't even have big families. It'd be different if you had like 10 or so people living at your house, or not even that much, but if you had like 5 people, y'all can easily take down something like that easily. All you need to do for ground beef, easy. Cook the whole thing, turn it into meatloaf. You got meatloaf sandwiches for days. If not that, hook up some mixed vegetables, some rice, and whatever else side you want to go with, and you got yourself a hearty dinner. Same thing with chicken. You can do the same thing with chicken. All you need are just some comfortable size, and there you go. You got something. But the problem here in the States is we waste food a lot more than we realize, and that's a problem. Only because we're too conscious. And I mean, you can still be conscious, but at the same time, hey, you gotta eat. Diets be damned. You gotta eat. I mean, I know my eating habits have really changed since I had the surgery on my heart years ago, but still I'd say, a little exercise doesn't hurt anybody. And a little food doesn't hurt anybody either. Just know where you get it. That's the only thing you would need to know. If you go to a place that basically is fresh in detail, yeah, go get it. Don't wait around and just cook it. That's the problem my family had for years. We'd stockpile all this food and just freeze it. Even when my dad wasn't around, we used to have this big ice box in the back. And what we had was a whole mess of food in there, and it basically keeled over. The food was overfroze. It basically like it was too good for its own good. So basically, well, you know how when you want to keep it fresh and frozen, you keep it fresh and frozen for as long as you want, but you have to eventually cook it. I kind of miss those days in which my dad actually did the cooking. Even now, I find myself wanting to cook something, but I haven't found the reason to actually cook. Especially after the holidays. No, I don't want to even look at something which I would have to wait 3 to 5 hours. And I don't know what I'd be doing in 3 to 5 hours. I mean, maybe during that time, I'll be out somewhere. I mean, right now, I'm doing this video on first Sunday. And that means only one thing. First Sunday is going to be the longest Sunday. Communion. Aside from that, just be careful. You know, that's all I could say. Just be careful with what you deal with food. I mean, chicken, pork, and beef. You can't really just wait until there's a perfect time. Oh, especially if you got ham. No, cook that son of a bitch right now. I mean, the best thing you can do with ham is just cook it. When you get it, cook it. What you do after that, if you want to freeze half of it, go to town. If you want to use it for, say, whatever, help yourself. Otherwise, yeah, don't try and, you know, say, leave it in the freezer. Leave it in the freezer for odds on end, and forget to, you know, just cook it. Just cook it if you have it. Cook it if you got it. But just make sure you cook it. Doesn't matter how you cook it, but just make sure you cook it. That's how you get rid of food very easily. You want to stretch it, you can stretch it. You know, that's completely up to you, personal standards. Because I would like to stretch a meal for, say, 3 days. Because that's the rule that my family did. My mom and my dad, whenever they cooked something, the meal would last for at least 3 days. Because we have, you know, 3 days worth of leftovers. So, however, it took for a long time. Well, it didn't take a long time. It just took about 4 days tops, but 3 at the most. Kind of funny that this happened right on the week. Well, the week before Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving passed not too long ago. I think I'll have, excuse me. I think what I'll do a little bit later on, I'm not sure it'll be today, but later on, probably down the week, I'll have another video, something entirely different, about something else. But hopefully you guys aren't affected by this. Even if your area wasn't mentioned, I really hope and pray that none of you were affected by this. And on top of that, I really hope you guys had a wonderful and safe and, of course, happy Thanksgiving for those who are still among us, and for those of us who are remembered. So until next time, I shall see you next time with something else. Until then, I've been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, and I'll see you next time.